What's up, Juventini? The Mercato ends with some late business deals that we'll take a look at, but did Giuntoli keep one of those targets in the holster for January? It's already being tipped off, and it's a name some of you wanted to see this summer. We'll look at the details there. Kostic, Arthur, Giallo, no deals. So what now for Juventus? We'll look at that, and we have to tackle Roma playing games with Giallo. Brutal. Let's get some payback tomorrow, as we're also going to talk about that big game tomorrow in front of a packed house. Juve, Roma, tomorrow, and Motta's presser. I'm Berto. This is the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It's August 31st. Let's rock with the news, all right? So, some late deals to discuss. Nange goes to Troyes, all right? And it's loan with purchase option. We know Hassa found a deal with Lecce, all right? So, in terms of these guys and some of the fans saying, here we go, giving up youth again. Hassa was never finding a renewal with Juventus, and it makes sense to release. Also, there is a 40% future sell-on clause that Juve gets out of that, so that's nice. As far as Nange goes, he is in a position that we now have on lockdown for years to come. So it kind of makes sense from that standpoint too. If Nange was looking for a move, more minutes and whatnot, the option isn't worst case scenario, right? But you got to get to the deals that didn't find homes. Kostic, Arthur, and Giallo. And now we're wondering what happens now. Do any of these players get reintegrated? For me, the only one that would have a shot is probably Giallo. I believe Kostic has no home in this Juventus, and I believe Arthur definitely has no home in this Juventus looking at our midfield, all right? When it comes to Giallo, brutal from Roma, having deal agreed upon with Juventus, taking him there for a medical, putting him through extensive medical exams, but the entire time trying to eye up Hermoso or Hummels on a free, and probably getting some indication that one of those guys is going to come, because even with the Mercato ending, free agents are still in play, all right? So brutal for Roma in terms of how they dealt with that situation. I really feel for Giallo, and to be honest, we haven't necessarily treated him in the best manner. I hope for some type of integration for Giallo, and I do believe as a rotational piece, he could play a part in this squad, all right? Now, we get to a name that Giuntoli is probably put in the holster, maybe even for January, already being tipped off, and that's Amin Adli. Some Juventini out there have put the name out this summer, wanting him to come in and be one of these players that could play in rotation up top. And he is a bit of a hybrid forward, not a prototypical 9 by any means. Can play second striker, can play as a 10 sometimes, and a false 9, all right? Very versatile player up top. Giuntoli has eyes for him and rates him highly. Maybe we make a move in the future. Some outlets already tipping that off, all right? Now we get to another youngster, Imbangula. Juve set to lock in with him, all right? Contract extension already being discussed, taking him to 2029. That should be wrapped up very, very soon. And of course, the player will get an increase in salary. I don't think anyone's going to have any problems with that one. Usually with extensions, you say it makes sense to wait or whatnot. With these young guys, this is a nice little reward for him and what he's done. Again, reiterating what was discussed yesterday, the plan was always to send him out on loan, but he worked his ass off and impressed Thiago Motta and has found a home in the squad for the 24-25 season. This is a fantastic reward for the youngsters. So bravo to Imbangula. Now, another set of names for new guys that we have at Juventus. Nico Gonzalez, Conceição, Mainers. We have the big game against Roma. Are any of them going to get in the lineup? Well, I wouldn't expect any of those guys to get in the lineup other than Nico Gonzalez, who's been there slightly longer than Conceição, all right? But from the start, I said this for a while, that I believe Motta will keep things the same, and after the international break, then we will see these guys slot in. And it's being reported that Mainers will not be heading to international duty with the Dutch side. He is going to be remaining and be able to integrate into Motta's game. This is fantastic news for us, okay? And before we get to that game tomorrow, Champions League, the schedule is out, all right? We're going to kick things off against PSV on September 17th in Turin. And the big one against Man City will be played December 11th in Turin. As far as the big one tomorrow, you guys know where to be. We're going to be live 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, getting you hyped up for Juve Roma tomorrow, which is going to be in front of a packed house. Let's teach them a lesson for how they treated Giallo, all right? But let's keep things rolling for ourselves. Motta in the presser simply had this to say: we're going to be facing a strong, determined side in front of a packed house. This is going to be a fantastic spectacle, all right? He says he is happy with the transfer window. Could you imagine him saying he wasn't happy with the window? This has been a fantastic mercado. But he says we brought in strong, talented players on top of an already strong list of players, okay? He says that it's only match day 3. He's not paying any attention to the praise or the criticism, all right? He is just focused on approaching every single match day with the utmost focus, all right? And in terms of Roma, they were asking about De Rossi, any issues between the two players. We remember what happened when Motta got the 10 with the national side, and he spoke to it and simply said De Rossi was protecting one of his teammates, and that's part of the reason why he was always held in such high regards, and he's had the career he's had. So nothing but praise for De Rossi. And Motta, he is all class and he is all business, okay? We expect the very best from Roma, and we are 100% ready to face them. I have loved every presser Motta has given. He is straight. He is to the point. He is 100% business. I love it, all right? That's your news break to today. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on all the news. You know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC army, all right? Join us tomorrow for the live, getting you hyped up for the game, and you know I'm bringing you a live watch along. Until then, have a great Saturday, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, and it's fino alla fine, Forza Juventus.